You probably also want an area that has shallow metals and deep metals, or at least one of them, since you want metals for your first map, and for first fort, I mean. And no, you should probably go at least with shallow metals, since deep metals can be extremely deep down. Sometimes they are only just above the lava layer, which means they can be really hard to get. And if you dig down in the lava layer, you might sometimes reach monsters that are extremely hard to fight. And if you don't have any metals by then, yeah, you get loads of trouble usually. And something else worth mentioning. Yeah, you probably want to settle next to a river as well, since you want to have running water. And inside the rivers, there are usually also many fishes and stuff like that, which you can fish and get some extra food from it. That's also different from the normal food, since dwarves don't want to eat the same stuff every day. Also, having running water can be used to power machines. Not machines as in electronic machines, but the old type of machines used like in the medieval century, like axles and turning things like screws and stuff like that. Pumps. Yes, the next thing you want to look at is the... As you press tab, you can watch more information. You can see where you are on the neighbors. Yeah, something else I should mention it is that you probably want to settle on a large continent, not a small island. This is because you probably want to have connection with the other civilizations. And your dwarf civilization. The elves and the humans are usually at least neutral or friendly with you. While the goblins are always going to attack you, no matter where you are, except if you are on an island somewhere. However, I think it's worth it. And not having goblins around makes the game a lot more boring. So I'm going to play with an area that has goblins around. And the next thing you want to look at as tab along is the civilization you want to be as. There usually are a number of civilizations you can choose from, all being dwarf. And you go up and down through them in the plus and minus. And you probably want to have a civilization as you settle. If I were to settle here, I would probably want to have a civilization very close to it. As the farther away you are from the civilization, the less likely you are to be able to carry things like anvils and heavy stuff from that area to the new settlement. And this next tab is the height of the area you're looking at. For your first map, it's not really important, but it could be that you probably want to have an area that's pretty flat, because it's easier to keep track on what's happening on top side compared to settle next to a very rocky area with loads of things. You have to go up and down all the time, check where are the enemies if they're attacking, and where are dwarves if they're doing something up there. One good thing about this altitude is that you can see if you follow a river, sometimes you can see on the cliff indicator, which shows exactly how steep the areas are. you can see if there's a waterfall. If, for example, this were to be a river, I'm not sure if it is, I haven't checked. And it's 0 all the way here, and then suddenly there's 6, which means that it's very steep suddenly. That would probably mean that there's a waterfall somewhere right there. And some people will like to settle around waterfalls because it have some benefits, like it gives mists, which makes dwarfs happy if they're next to it. If it's a good mist, I mean. If it's a bad mist, like a deadly mist, they will die. So don't go next to that. But the mist from waterfalls are good. Also, the water moving down from waterfalls behave a little bit oddly in Dwarf Fortress and can be used for different things. However, the downside to a waterfall is that it will take a lot of FPS from a computer and maybe drop it as much as 20 or something on bad computers. I will not settle next to a waterfall because I don't think it gives enough benefits to me, and I also don't think I need one. Something like this could be a very good place to settle on. It has clay, it has very deep soil, it has shallow metals, it has deep metals, it has a heavily thick forest, it has thick vegetation, loads of it. It's calm, it has a stream, it's warm. Something else. Yes, my game and many other games are bugged. I cannot see if the area has flux or not. Flux is needed if you want to make iron. No, I mean if you want to make steel with iron. And steel is probably the best material after the very rare and spoilerish one you find at the bottom, I think. Or where do you find it? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll get some later. We'll see. Let's see now. Yeah. So I can't choose a place that has flux, which is unfortunate. However, it doesn't matter. I think we can trade it. It's unfortunate though. Sorry. When you've chosen a good place to settle on, what you want to press is E for embark. Like so. And now you want to prepare for the journey carefully. And here are your first 7 starter dwarves. I prefer to have 2 miners. Maybe I should mention how you go between those two. Maybe I'll do this on the next clip and do all of this and how you prepare carefully.